Well guys, it's officially that time of the year where us Harley YouTubers start scratching our heads trying to figure out what we're gonna do about content, because we've still got roughly a month to go before the new models come out. We've already milked everything else we have for content, so we are scratching our head for ideas. So one thing some of us will do is get on YouTube and look for other ideas, see what other creators are doing. That's what I did. That's why we're making this video. The sheer absurdity that anyone believes that these bikes are coming out is madness. Let's get into it. Now, to be fair, I will admit that I love a good rumor video, and that's because it does really well for me. As you can see on the screen, my last rumor video is creeping up on about 94,000 views. It's made close to 700 bucks and it's been up for 45 days. So I'll take a video like that all day. In reality, they're not that hard to make. You do a little bit of research, you sit down and you run your mouth for a little bit. However, with these latest rumors that I've seen, I think you're really stretching to say that this is an actual thing that's gonna happen. Now, before we get into that, let's talk about something that I 100% believe is going to happen. The 2023 Harley Davidson Nightster S. Now, the article I'm going off of comes from motorcycling.com. And cutting to the chase, Harley Davidson has to do certain filings with certain departments to make sure all their stuff is on the up and up. People dig through all that stuff, find little hidden gems like they did with this, which is the RH975S. Now, first thoughts on this bike, looking at it, looks 10 times better than the original Nightster. And I'm basing that off of, for one, that it's black. It kind of looks more like a conventional Harley, minus all the freaking plastic that the Nightster has. Obviously, the Revolution Max engine. Over time, I think we'll get more used to seeing that. But check out the wheels, guys. I think the wheels on this one look significantly better than the other Nightster wheels. Other than that, I mean, I don't really see a whole lot of changes, but I do think that this bike looks really good. So, this thing is not that far-fetched. They do have filings for it. I'm gonna go ahead and say this one is confirmed. The question is, how much will Harley Davidson tune that engine up? So right now, I think that bike makes about 100 horsepower. The Sportster S, which is the 975 version of the engine, makes 150. Now, both of those numbers, to my knowledge, are to the flywheel, not the rear wheel. There is a difference, but nonetheless, those are the numbers. I'm curious with the S model designation, how much more juice Harley Davidson will give that thing. What has happened is there has been some Japanese videos come out. I cannot understand Japanese, so I'm just going off of photos. So let's just jump into this first one. Here we have the Pro Street Breakout 117 120th Anniversary Limited Edition. So, first of all, the Breakout has been canceled. A lot of people apparently still don't know that, because I still get comments on other videos asking me if I will do a review on the Breakout. Getting back to this thing. So let's dissect this photo and see what we've got. First of all, we see that we have the Street Bob tank, and we know it's the Street Bob tank because of the shape, and it's also got the Street Bob graphic. So this is something that someone's kind of pieced together clearly, but let's go with it. If this bike was yellow and they did a yellow air cleaner on it, I would be on board with that. I'm kind of digging. Visually, the bike looks great. I'll give you that, but Harley's not bringing back the Breakout. We know this is not a real photo because it's just got a Street Bob tank, and Harley has put just, you know, kind of pieced bikes together, if you will, to make a bike. They wouldn't do that with a Breakout model if they were to bring it back. So we know this one's fake, but I'm gonna say it looks good regardless. The next one is the Lowrider ST Blue Wave 120th Anniversary Limited Edition. So do I think we could see a blue Lowrider ST? Absolutely. I think that's something that people are gonna be wanting, are Lowrider STs in colors, and I think you might just get what you're asking for. Do I think it will look like this? Possibly. Do I think it will have that badge? I doubt it, but it could. Now, if you look at the rest of this bike, nothing else is different from the regular Lowrider ST. The wheels are a different color, as you would probably expect, you know, with the color. I don't think they should do those gold wheels on it. So, I mean, this one I'm gonna say is actually plausible. Now, I won't lie, this one does have me a little bit excited. I don't plan to buy one, however, I am a big fan of this bike that they've got in this picture. They call this the XG 1250R Sportster 120th Anniversary Limited Edition. So I guess that's the theme on these. Everything is going to be an anniversary model. Clearly, this bike is modeled after the XR 1200, which I have ridden extensively. My buddy Rocky that owns the dealership here, Timms Harley Davidson, he's got one. This is actually his personal bike right here on the screen. Vance and Hine exhaust, Olin suspension. This thing rides amazing. I took it up the mountains and it was a ton of fun. I would be a fan of this Nightster, and I get it's not gonna ride quite like the XR did, but I am a huge fan of the paint scheme they've got displayed on this bike. I could definitely see something like this happening. Whether or not it's an anniversary edition, I don't know. As I said in my anniversary video that I put out not long ago, I don't really see an anniversary Sportster model, only because the new Sportsters that we have are running that Revolution Max platform, and I just feel like that would be a little bit distasteful since Harley just canceled the Sportster to go ahead and do an anniversary model with the new one. And finally, last but not least, the most egregious of all the bikes that I've seen that people are speculating, and I'm seeing this photo be circulated more and more and more. Guys, come on. We have the Road Glide Screamin Eagle 131 120th Anniversary Limited Edition. Now, let's start off with the looks of this bike. The livery is very clearly based off of the King of the Baggers bikes, Kyle and Travis Wyman's race bikes. I would love that. If Harley Davidson does a CVO model, I would say that is the way to go. Regardless, I am a big fan of the looks of this bike. The saddlebag looks good with the number 1 there. We don't really have anything special here. This is a Road Glide ST model. You can tell by the fender, non-stretch bags, etc., that it's the ST model. Now, this 131, the air cleaner, to me, clearly gives it away. Let's see if we can zoom in just a little bit and show you guys what I'm talking about. I mean, that one is a very rough Photoshop. Would it be awesome if Harley did this? Absolutely. Is Harley going to do this? No. Every single year, I hear a rumor that Harley's going to put their absolute biggest engine that they make at the time in a production bike. It's not going to happen. I just think that they have to be able to dangle that carrot. And if they throw out the 131, that means they have to have something way bigger, way better. Harley has never, ever, ever made that kind of jump. I mean, you see, we went from 103 to 107, 114, 117. They do small incremental jumps with their engines. I realistically do not see them ever putting whatever their biggest engine is at the time into a production model. Would I be a fan of this bike? 100% absolutely. This would be a better, depending on price, we got to stop for a second, we're getting a little excited. Depending on price, this would be a much better buy, in my opinion, than the CVO, and that's just for me. I'm not going to use a lot of the stuff the CVO comes with. I would definitely use that 131, and although not pictured, would be a really good move if Harley Davidson put their Screamin Eagle collab shocks that they did with Olin's on the back of this thing, which is what I said they should have done with the ST models, because for us it costs us what, roughly $1,500 to get those shocks. Probably cost Harley, 30% of that to make them. Put them on the bike, get your 30% back, and give people some good suspension. Let them see why they should spend the money to upgrade for other models. Now, for those that don't know, I'll kind of give you the timeline of when you can expect to see what Harley has done for 2023. January 2nd is when a lot of dealerships will start receiving carryover models. Carryover models are bikes that didn't really get any changes. There'll be some color changes, but usually cosmetically, mechanically, they're all going to be exactly the same. They just change the colors, the graphics, all that good stuff. So that will be a good indicator of which bikes did get changed if you don't see any show up around that time. Now, this will be a slow trickle out, so just because you don't see a model the day your dealership gets some bikes in doesn't mean that it got changes. It could still be on the way. January 18th is the global launch. So you can get online, harleydavidson.com, and watch it there. That's where I'll be watching it. If you guys are interested in me doing a live and us watching it together, let me know. That might be something fun we could do. I really hope that Harley Davidson was gonna start going back to the dealer show model, so I would be able to get to go and show you guys all the new bikes the day they're released in person, but I highly doubt that's gonna happen either. That's all I've got for this one, guys. Let me know down in the comments if you've heard something that I've yet to mention in any of my videos. Let me know what you think about the bikes in this video, even though some of them were pretty absurd. Subscribe if you're not already. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.